Studio 42, interview with Chris Hubble, take 1. Hey Chris.
Hi Fallon.
Welcome to Studio 42.
Thank you.
So, thank you for being with us. So, Chris is showing some of his photography here at the studio. Happens to be one right behind us. So, let's start off right with this piece here. What was your inspiration?
Just the texture of the
tree might come down and don't
just because it's so old but still running. I love seeing the condensation drips coming down and all the bullet holes. And
where was the picture taken?
In Luckenbach, Texas. It's a very historical little hole-in-the-wall place that's really hard to find. Middle of nowhere, but Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, all those guys show up just randomly, and there's always somebody jamming there with
and shooting ice buckets.
Yeah, right.
It must have been, was this like a shot taken at night?
Yeah, it was completely dark, and I used a 3-cell mag light, a flashlight, and I stood on the side here, and I knew that would bring out the texture. Whenever you rake a light across anything, it brings out the texture in something. So I just, during the course of a couple of minutes, I just light painted and hit the background a little bit and made sure I got that. And these are the days of film, so I had to wait until I got back to New York to see if I actually got something. But
and is it right that this is the first time you're showing it? This is is this?
Yes.
Yeah. This is
the first time in a gallery.
In a gallery.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a question. He's obviously a big fan of yours. This tree here wants to get in. Do you recall your first shot, your first photograph?
My first successful nighttime photograph was in Joshua Tree National Park. And I had been assisting an interior photographer who did natural light. He uses little lights, they're called Inkies, and he would put those lights on different parts of the living room, maybe on the flowers, and then supplement larger lights, but his exposures would take a very long time, sometimes 5-10 minutes, and that's where I got the idea to say, I wonder what would happen if I took that long exposure outside at night and actually used a flashlight to kind of paint with light. And so I was out in the desert with these beautiful boulders and a crescent moon just on its back, and it was right in the middle of this kind of a saddle-like rock formation. And I took the light and I light painted, and I had no idea what the exposure was. I just guessed at it, and then got the film back, and it was like Christmas. I wanted to try to do something that I had never seen before.
My birthday's on Christmas.
Oh, nice! Yeah, how about that?
No, that's really, what a story.
Yeah.
It must have been lovely getting it back and seeing, kind of what crazy experimentation. It's funny, your last name is Hubble. And you look through a telescope,
I must have caught a gene.
And everything's cool. That's great.
Definitely. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite, or do you have who's your inspiration? Who do you?
I take inspiration from.
What's your inspiration? Everything, yeah.
Because I've assisted so many world-class photographers. I've pulled a little bit from each one.
Yeah.
There's some things that I don't like, about their operation, but some things I really like, and just the geniuses, really are out there. They're trying different things. They're not so set up. It's a little more, experimental, I guess. And that's so a little bit from everybody. There's not one person that I've really got anything. Yeah.
And 3 things that make you smile. Though as I sit here, it's like you're always smiling.
Everything makes
this man,
smile.
Christopher Hubble, smile. That's cool. Yeah,
Animals,
yeah.
nature, and being in the water.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, I guess where, other than here Studio 42, where can people find? Do you have a website or?
Yeah, chrishubble.com is my commercial website, and I have another on Flickr. I'm on Flickr also. You can find me under Christopher Hubble Photography.
Christopher Hubble Photography.
Yes. So I have a bunch of albums on there from different trips and different shoots and stuff. And I have an old website called HubblePhoto.com, which I designed actually in the 90s, and it's been up there a long time, but
Cool.
it's
It still has that 90s flair.
right. Yeah, but there's a lot of photos on there. It needs a little update.
Yeah, cool. Well,
It's
that's
great
good
see
to know.
stuff.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Water and only the finest glasses here at Studio 42. Thanks
Yum.
for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Fran.
for sure.
Appreciate it.
And for anyone interested in coming along to Studio 42 and checking stuff out, 42 Mill Street, Littleton, New Hampshire, diagonal to Bad Art Gallery, down the road from Schillings, Littleton Studio School. There's a lot happening here, and we'd love to have you, so come on by. Studio 42.
Awesome space.
Thanks so much. You'll get to see Chris's work. He has a lot more going on in the gallery, so come on by and check it out. We're gonna hope that this tree doesn't fall over and take me out.
Cool.
Cool.
But yeah, definitely made it under the 9 minutes, right?
Yeah, definitely.